My son came home from school unusually quiet that day. Normally, the moment he drops his bag, he starts talking about football or science club. That evening, he just sat at the kitchen table and said softly, "Dad, today the teacher said bats are blind." My son has been obsessed with animals since he was small. Our weekend routine is simple: library, documentaries, and drawing whatever creature he learned about that week. He looked genuinely confused. I thought bats use echolocation, not blindness. The next morning, he told me what had really happened. During biology class, the teacher had confidently announced, "Bats are blind and rely only on instinct." My son raised his hand and said, "Sir, they aren't blind. They can see, and they also use sound." The teacher sighed in front of everyone. That's internet science. In real biology, bats are blind. Don't interrupt the lesson. A few students laughed. Later, when my son showed his small printed reference sheet from a library book, the teacher took it away and said, "You are distracting the class." As punishment, my son was told to write, "Bats are blind animals," 30 times. When he came home, his eyes were red. He didn't cry loudly. He just asked one question that hurt more than anything else. "Dad, is it wrong to correct a teacher?" I emailed the school. The reply was short: "Our staff follow the approved learning material. Children should focus on listening." That was it. What the school didn't know was that my sister works in wildlife conservation and regularly collaborates with animal researchers across the country. I told her everything. She was quiet for a moment, then said, "This isn't even a debate. This is basic biology." 2 days later, with the school's permission for a short awareness session, I walked into my son's classroom during science period. The head teacher was present. I introduced my sister only as a wildlife educator. No big titles, no dramatic entrance. She started calmly. "There is a popular myth that bats are blind. It is incorrect." She showed simple footage of bats navigating in daylight. Then she explained gently, "Most bats can see. They use echolocation to improve navigation, not replace vision." One student raised a hand. "But sir told us they can't see at all." My sister smiled. "A myth can survive for many years, especially when it sounds interesting." She paused and added something that changed the entire mood of the room. "In science, confidence does not make a statement true. Evidence does." The classroom was completely silent. Then the head teacher asked, "Can you show where this information comes from?" My sister showed standard academic references and current learning resources. The teacher sat stiff at his desk. Near the end, my sister casually asked, "May I ask, a student's reference sheet was taken yesterday. Could it be returned?" The head teacher turned slowly. The teacher opened his drawer and handed it back. My son froze, then smiled. After the session, the head teacher thanked my sister and quietly told the class, "Science changes as we learn more. So should our lessons." The next day, something small but powerful happened. The teacher stood in front of the class and said, "Yesterday's statement about bats being blind was inaccurate. Thank you to the student who raised the question." He did not say my son's name, but everyone looked at it. A week later, the school announced a review of their science resources, and my son's small reference sheet now sits inside the library folder used for student research examples. At the bottom of the page, the librarian added one simple line: "Curiosity is not disrespect. It is how learning begins." That night, my son looked at me and said quietly, "Dad, next time I won't stay silent."